So I was just talking to my grandma. About 8 years ago, y'all, I went through one of my most major spiritual awakenings after my mother died. In 2018, that was the worst spiritual awakening I had ever been through. Because my father had died. That was a big spiritual awakening too. But after my mother died, that spiritual awakening hit like a wrecking ball, right? And I was telling my grandmother, I was like, at the moment, I didn't recognize what was going on. I thought I was going crazy. I was trying to get away from everybody. I was trying to stay away from everybody. I started doing drugs. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was something wasn't right. So, near the end of this 8 year spiritual awakening that I went through, which it was on and off, at the end of it, about 5 years ago, I found myself sitting in trees. I would go walk out in the place that I stayed at the time. They had these trees that you could go down this trail to go just hike through, however you want to say it. I would go hike through there and I would find myself on the top of the trees. I would be singing in these trees. I would freestyle in these trees. I would be in the trees for, I know, 6, 7 hours. But it was something about when I came down about them trees. I would go walking. I would walk for hours. I'd be dehydrated and everything. I would walk for hours. I would walk from one side of town all the way to the other side of town. I never knew why. I just knew I needed to walk. And while I was walking, I was getting these downloads that was telling me all of the things that I needed to do next. So as I'm getting these downloads, I'm scared of the downloads at first. I don't want to do the downloads because I don't know. You got to realize at this point, I think I'm going crazy. I just barely stopped doing drugs and everything else. So I'm thinking I'm going crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do what the downloads say. So I walked across town. It'd be like, I know the most I walked was maybe about, I'm going to say about 50 miles. Easy. Easy. And I'll get like this download to say, hey, stop at this church. I'll stop at the church and there would be somebody there. And it was always a message or something the person had for me. Something that opened my eyes to something new, right? So then I'll be walking and I'll go on my journey and he'll be like, okay, now stop here and give that person $3. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do it. But as I keep doing these things, I notice that every time I do them, I elevate in some type of way. Like if I go give the person the $3, I'll walk around the corner and find 20. Listen. So that made me want to do it more. When I got the download that I needed to just cut everything off and go into seclusion, that's when life really changed. So as you start going through your spiritual awakening and you're getting your downloads, it's gonna be a little scary at first. You're not gonna understand it. But just know God will never harm you. So nothing that is being told should bring harm. If it brings harm, it's not balanced. Make sure you're balanced. Pay attention to the signs and the miracles and the things that surround you. Also, listen to people when they talk to you. Listen to people when they talk to you. You never know what message they have for you. You never know how somebody is connected.